What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Ash Vibe Show. My name is Malik Harris, and we are watching Supergirl. Normally I start different. I'm super excited for this. I've talked about Supergirl being one of my favorite graphic novels before. For those of you who are new here, we did go to the Superman early screening. Huge Superman fan, Batman fan since younger childhood. Had all the Superman animated things. Had so many things, you know what I mean? All Smallville, every DVD set, you know what I mean, collected, like all that jazz. So, and we did a lot of trailers on the Superman movie when it was coming out. And I talked about just how that felt like the best thing. The Superman felt like the best thing since the Smallville days. You know, I felt like it had the potential to be. And it didn't disappoint. It was really, really good, and I felt like it opened up its own lane. I love Zack Snyder's movies too. You know, don't get me wrong. I love everything that he's done with the DC universe as well. It does feel like alternate timelines. We'll talk about all that stuff afterwards. But for now, I think we should just jump into this trailer and then see what they have to offer. Because once I got to the end of the Superman movie and I seen, Kara stumble in and she was drunk, I instantly knew. I was the only one, out of my friend group that was just like, oh my god, I think this is my favorite story, and everyone's completely lost. It was a great moment, man. It was a great moment. So let's see what this teaser is going to give us. I know they're not going to give us too much, but all we can do is cross our fingers. Oh yeah. Alright. Crypto. This trailer hasn't even been out an hour yet, so we're right there in the beginning. Jesus Christ.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy.
Wild.
Hi, Zor-El.
Damn.
Hereby declare
Oh my god.
that 23 will be the best year yet. Let's be honest, babe, it's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Oh man.
Krypton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Ooh.
Okay, this does not look like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
Nice.
Do others on your planet have powers like you?
No,
Damn.
it's a pretty small group of two.
What Superman like?
Is that Lobo? I think that was
He sees the
Lobo.
good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Damn. Bro, this movie has the potential. I think this movie has the potential to be better than Superman was. A classic. I really feel like this movie has the potential to be better, just better than Superman was. For anyone who knows like the plot of Supergirl, I'm probably gonna watch this one more time and kind of like pause it and do like a little bit more breaking down. I try not to like say too many things or break down too much the first time, watching it. Just actually enjoy the trailer. But yeah, I think it's for that trailer for someone who's read the comic book already, read the graphic novel. There's a lot in that trailer, but I think just watching it from a very surface level and just getting the initial storyline of Supergirl in space, you kind of get like a little bit of a James Gunn, I would say signature Guardians of the Galaxy aesthetic. Obviously, he's not the director there, but it still feels very much Guardians of the Galaxy, which is such a good film. It's there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like that's it's a very good look and very successful franchise and all the things. But I think just the storyline and like being able to be out in space amongst a bunch of alien creatures and, you know, different types of life forms and stuff like that, to where she can actually showcase her abilities and not need to hold back the way that Superman does, because he's on Earth amongst humans and he's trying to fit in and this and that, whereas she's not trying to fit in at all. She's just, you know what I mean, more so reflecting on more what it means to be Kryptonian in the universe compared to being the last Kryptonian on Earth. You know what I mean? Completely different stories, and I think that alone is gonna put it in its own category. Bringing Lobo into it, crazy, because yeah, then you get to see her like utilize her power to that higher extent. You know, the Superman movie, you kind of got to do that a little bit because he got to fight against himself. But it wasn't, I feel like, until the end of the movie that he realized it was himself, and then he started taking the gloves off. But that was epic, but it was like very short-lived, and it's still, his mentality is still, hey, be careful and be, you know, tiptoe around things a little bit. And it's ironic because he has the whole line in there about being the true punk rock and this and that, but it's like almost like he's really trying to make that a reality, that he's punk rock, whereas Supergirl, I feel like, is punk rock just based off of, you know what I mean, like how she moves through. And obviously that goes a lot deeper. I understand the message, you know what I mean, of him trying to say, like, you know, when it comes down to punk rock, like it's about, you know, loving also and blah blah blah. But fuck all that. Fuck all that. I'm trying to see someone get punched out, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need that, and I feel like that's what Supergirl is going to bring, and it brings just like a lot of emotion with her story. Again, I don't want to go into too much like spoilers if you haven't read the graphic novel, because I don't want to spoil the film or anything. But yeah, it's just really cool to be able to explore some of those abstract concepts and get like a different level of emotion and pain. Because I feel like in Superman, you know, there's a lot of emotion when it comes to pressure. You know what I mean? A lot of the things are having to deal with the media, having to deal with Lois, having to deal with, you know, perception of how people see you because you can do all these different things. So there was like the Justice League. So there's like a lot of pressure in that movie, whereas this, it's more, you know, she talks about, like in this trailer, you know, she actually goes into talking about Krypton and how it didn't just die for her, how she actually had to sit and live with it, and, you know, yeah, it just gets really deep when you go into that whole thing. So I'm excited, man, as you can tell. Got a lot to say. I'm going to watch it one more time and kind of just pause things and break things down. And then see if there's something maybe I missed or something. All right. I actually just got a record player that kind of looks like that. I didn't even see her little picture down here. Supergirl rescues cats. Crazy. Okay, so she's already... Okay, I was wondering... Okay, in the Superman movie, I was kind of wondering timeline-wise, was this like after her whole craziness, and now she just came back from it, and then she was going to do like a, oh, this is where I've been at type of thing. But no, it seems like she's been on Earth and just, you know, obviously she has her suit and stuff like that. And then here she's been on Earth and then left, and, you know. But, yeah, it's good to know. Saving cats.
You managed to get most of it on the paper this time. Good job, buddy.
Crazy.
Hi, Zor-El. Hereby declare...
This man's just as haggard as he was in the comic. Jesus Christ.
Hereby declare... the 23 will be the best year yet.
Classic disco ball's crazy.
Let's be honest, babe. It's not a very high bar to clear.
I didn't know any of you were still alive. What was it like to lose everything in a day?
I like her casting as well. It was very good casting.
Krypton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Oh, the effects are crazy.
Krypton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind.
Damn, I love the way this looks. She's a great casting too.
Okay,
They
this
did a
does
really good
not
job with
look
her.
like this is gonna end well. For you guys.
See, damn, that's gonna be epic.
Do others on your planet have powers like you?
No, it's a pretty small group of two.
I really hope they make this like as dark as it was in Supergirl, because I think that was like one of the biggest, pluses, was it felt really dark when they started talking about the other worlds and people getting slaughtered and this and that, and the things that they didn't show, just added to, just the epicness of how, I guess, disastrous the feats were, by the villains and whatnot. So what the fuck else is it? Why am I doing it this way? The hell? What's going on with my keyboard? This is on the cigar. This is honestly the perfect amount. I don't think they needed to show him too much. I think if they would have showcased him too much, it would have took away from it, just the teaser aspect. It would have kind of made it about him. I know everyone's excited for, Lobo. Naturally, I am. I'm super excited. Especially when you see like the clips of him talking about that was the original role that he wanted and this and that. And, yeah. Jason Momoa, he's going to kill that role. I think it's made for him.
What Superman meant.
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth. Yeah, I just love the setting so much, man. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like, especially in this graphic novel, she's dealing with all this internal hurt. So her being in this setting and space just allows her to kind of really maybe even take it too far at times, but it's like that's what she kind of has to do to try to cope with all of this excess baggage that she has as being a Kryptonian that actually knows what Krypton's like and everything like that. You know what I mean? In a way, like, Clark is a little bit naive when it comes to, obviously, and a lot of like the iterations of him, which is what makes him. But it's nice to just kind of get the opposite of that in a lot of stances. You know what I mean? I also hope that you get to, and just her being out in space, like away from the sun, also like around red suns and whatnot, it makes her less powerful. For those of you who are not Superman fanatics or whatever, she's just like more human-like in a lot of ways. So it also just gives like it also like fixes that aspect of Clark where people feel like he's overpowered. You know what I mean? Sometimes. So man, I'm really hyped for this. I hope that they show some of the scenes that they didn't show in the graphic novel, like not a crazy spoiler, but obviously she's drinking and doing drugs, and there's certain drugs that can affect her and whatnot, and she gets like heightened abilities, I guess I'll say. And they didn't really show that too much in the graphic novel, and it would be really cool to like visually see some of those things brought to life, especially if you want to add something different. That'd be crazy. But overall, man, it's a great trailer. I could sit here and talk about this all day. Again, my name is Milly Alcock. I kind of skipped the intro. I was a little bit excited. I do have my own connected universe called the Ashtaverse, where I write and create. I have like 20 plus comic books. I don't even know, graphic novels. We have live action films. Within this universe, I actually have a superhero world fantasy world and the sci-fi world. They're all connected by this intergalactic space force. The space force is supposed to keep all the characters separate. But you have characters, let's say, from the fantasy world that escape over into Earth. Different power scales. They start killing thousands of people, and then heroes have to team up with villains, vigilantes, and all that good stuff. So you get a lot of fun crossovers. But you also can just focus on individual storylines and whatnot. Yeah, I feel like I have comic books and stuff somewhere. I'll have the editor post it below. I'm more focused on the Supergirl trailer for this video. But if you guys do want to check out that, you can go to the, Global Comics. Actually, I have the first 3 issues of like my flagship character, Omega Ghost. I have those comic books free. You can read that, check that out. And if you want to see more of these videos, I usually have a whole tribe. Usually you come here to vibe with the tribe. Today I was solo. But if you guys do want to come vibe with the tribe sometime, hit that subscribe button. You also can check out our Discord. We're always talking about, anime, comic book, geek culture, Warhammer, League of Legends. I want to build more comic book, Marvel, DC stuff. I'm doing a lot more solo videos like this. So yeah, if you want to stick around, hit that button. Until next time, y'all. Much love. Peace.